Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing well out there. So, just wanted to do a quick update video. Got a couple movies here, just wanted to go through. And some of these popped up in earlier videos from Black Friday, and I think a couple convention videos and stuff. I picked some stuff up, but just been kind of watching through things, putting them to the side to actually talk just a little bit about the titles here. So, first of all, kind of kick in with is Ready or Not, and I really like this movie a lot. It's a pretty simple premise. But Samara Weaving, the lead actress in here from The Babysitter on Netflix, I am like really into her. She is great in this. She was great in The Babysitter. There's another movie, Mayhem, with her and Steven Yeun in it. I thought that was great too. She just brings it. I'm really looking forward to. I mean, really anything that she's going to be doing, and it's nice to see her get kind of like a leading role in a full release film. So this was cool. What I really liked about this movie a lot is that it takes the villains or the bad guys of the movie in a sense and it humanizes them. You kind of see this as opposed to them being just faceless people, having to go forward or perform some kind of an act or deed or whatever the case is. You kind of see what those real life interactions would be with a group of people moving forward with some horrendous act. Like you get into what they would actually be, what those conversations would be like, the humor behind it. And there's a lot of dark humor in this too. And I think it works perfect because they set this in a very realistic kind of a situation. So I like this a lot. I would highly, highly recommend checking out Ready or Not. Next one here is Child's Play. I did not care for this at all. And really, I had no anticipation going into this. The only reason I wanted to check this out is for Mark Hamill. And everything that Mark did in this with the voice for Chucky, I thought was great, except I just felt he was so underutilized. There's not one moment in this movie where you get any kind of a laugh, and I thought they could have used Mark Hamill so much more. The only reason I feel they brought Mark Hamill on for this is to bring that crowd that would follow Mark Hamill, present company included, and I just thought he was so underutilized. Great for what it was in there, so underutilized. And there was one moment in this movie when you get into the third act that I really felt that it could have turned the tables a little bit, and I would have definitely liked this movie a lot more. And they kind of went somewhere a little bit, and what they were setting up for, I thought it was going to be this amazing sequence, and then they just completely killed it. It was a full-blown boner kill, and just, I don't didn't care for it at all. I know a lot of people are out there kind of saying how, it's not as bad as whatever, and it was decent. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. It plays with every ridiculous horror trope, and I just thought it was pretty bad. Next we got here is Crawl, and I really enjoyed this one as well. This movie actually brought a fairly good, heartfelt story that was relevant to the premise of the movie. And as far as having alligators and a hurricane, what more could you do with it than what this movie did? It made the most of what the source material was, and I was behind it the whole way. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it had a good, heartfelt message to it as well. Great movie, though. I really enjoyed that one a lot. Next year, a classic one, of course, The Changeling. This year, I love this slip for this year. This is a beautiful slip from Severin. This is gorgeous, and it looks really nice in Blu-ray. This is one of the best ghost stories out there because this is, again, kind of set more on a very realistic type of a premise. Just you happen to move in somewhere, and there just happens to be a haunting going on, and it's the uncovering of why that haunting takes place. And one of the coolest scenes in this movie from any ghost story. If you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, I highly recommend checking this out, and you'll know the scene when it comes. But it's very, very well done. Next one here, we've got Blue Ruin, and I love this movie. So gritty, so visceral, and just has that realistic just sense of dread and grime, but done in such like a masterful way. I really, really love what this dude does. What's his name? I'm trying to Jeremy Saulner. Also did Green Room. And Green Room, I think Green Room edges us out a little bit, just being a musician and stuff and kind of resonating with those characters. But the way that he does his movies, it is so realistic but cinematic at the same time. Like it's not artsy realistic. It's very cinematic still, but it's a very awesome way of filming. I really like this movie a lot. Next, you got is Blood Diner. And my buddy Jan here, Absolute Sublime One, he's been telling me about this and talks about this movie all the time. I finally got around to watching this, and I enjoy this. This is just quirky as can be, and it is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one. Next here, Shin Godzilla. Took me forever to get around it, so I don't know why. I'm a huge Godzilla fan, and for some reason, this just sat on the shelf for a long time. I finally found the time to get around to it, and this was awesome. I really like this, and I'm going to put my arm down here, because my hand's getting tired holding this phone. I like this a lot. What was so cool about this movie is it's a very different perspective on the Godzilla story. You really see this from more of a perspective of what would happen if this creature just showed up, and it's all the back office stuff of how that would be handled. How do you convey this message to the people? What goes into the decision making of how you're going to handle the threat, and what other countries would get involved, and just really, really well done how they did that. I hope they continue this. I've been hearing back and forth that they're not doing a sequel to this, and then they might. So I'm hoping they continue this, because I don't see how you would not want to continue off of that story. Next, and well, last but not least here, this is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I was pretty let down by this. I thought it was decent, but it didn't drive home. I thought it started off really good. I was very invested with this movie when it kicked off, and then little by little, as it went on, it just slowly kind of fell apart for me. There's some cool sequences in here, some really good stuff. I mean, this is probably a good starter horror film. If you've got young teen kids and stuff like that, if you want to show them something that kind of has the imagery and stuff, but it's more playful, it's almost like a more mature version of what the Goosebumps TV show was. That's probably the best way to describe it. But there was good stuff in here. There was some good sequences in here, some stuff that I did like. It's just, as the movie continued to go on, I just was finding myself less and less interested. But that's going to do it, though. Quick update video, you guys. Let me know what you guys have been watching. I am going to try to keep burning through these movies here. I keep buying them faster than I can watch them, so I'll keep trying to get through them here, make some update videos for you guys. But again, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and I will catch you all next time.